Chapter 3. Jenny. Jenny couldn't believe her luck. Not only had she gotten a job, but Tia had taken her to the local bed and breakfast and introduced her to Kara, who owned the place and had offered her a room until she could get out on her own. Jenny couldn't remember the last time she had met such nice people, and she just worried when her bad luck, as it inevitably did, would return. The walk to Fire Dreams was a few miles from Kara's bed and breakfast, and a light sheen of sweat beaded her forehead as she pulled open the door. Hopefully Graham would understand. She looked around for him as she entered the restaurant, but he was nowhere in sight. However, he had to be somewhere, because while the restaurant was definitely not busy, there were a few patrons scattered throughout the place. Suddenly, the sound of raised voices came from the kitchen. She shifted her feet, unsure of what to do. Should she wait? Announce her arrival? The sound of her name took the second option off the table. "I can't believe you hired her without talking to me. Do you know anything about her?" Jenny didn't recognize this male voice, but she assumed it was Graham's brother, who co-owned the restaurant. "I know that Tia believes her, and I do too. Just meet her, Jordan. You'll see that I'm not wrong about this." That had to be Graham. "We'll see." The door to the kitchen flew open, and Jenny froze as if her feet were stuck in cement. The man who exited first had brown hair and dark stubble, but it was his fiery eyes that struck Jenny. "Are you her?" he asked, stopping in front of Jenny. Behind him, Graham sighed. "Jenny, this is my brother, Detective Jordan Graves. Forgive his rudeness. Evidently police work is stressful." Jordan turned his fierce stare on Graham. "You, not consulting your partner, is stressful." When he turned back to Jenny, his eyes had softened a little, but his presence still commanded attention. "It's nice to meet you, Jenny. I would have preferred to run a background check, but since Graham and Tia seem taken by you, I'll trust their judgment." Thank you? I promise you that there's nothing in my past except an abusive ex-boyfriend that I'm trying to get away from. Jordan's eyebrow lifted. "Do we need to worry about him?" Jenny shook her head. "I honestly don't know. It depends on how angry he is that I left." "Okay, well, I'd like his information so I can do some digging and maybe keep tabs on his movement, so if he does come this way, we can be prepared." "Of course. I'll tell you anything you want to know. His name is Carl Parker, and we lived in Decatur, Indiana." Jordan issued a nod, promising to return later if he had any further questions, and Jenny sighed as she was left alone with Graham. "Is he always that intense?" Graham chuckled. "He's a good guy. He just comes across a little scary sometimes. It helps with his job. He's in the Special Investigations Unit, but enough about him. Let's get you up to speed on working here." Jenny kept her focus on Graham as he walked her through the different parts of working in the restaurant. He was going to start her as a hostess, but he also taught her how to clear tables. "It hasn't been that busy lately, but some nights it will be. It's important that you don't wait for the busboy if you see that he's busy. Help him out so we can get more people in." "Yes, sir." Graham chuckled and pushed the center of his glasses. "You don't need to call me sir. I'm only a handful of years older than you." "Sorry, I'm just trying to be respectful," Jenny said softly. "Hey." Graham touched her arm. "You're doing great. Why don't we call it a day and I'll see you tomorrow?" Jenny nodded and tucked a strand of hair behind her ears. "Absolutely. I'll be ready."